All right, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Once catching the playback, I want to definitely recap this PBC boxing card. Caleb Plant was the main event. He took on Armando Resendez. Let me get this link ready, just in case somebody up, and then we'll do a little boxing talk. But yeah, on the Black Horseman. Also on the card, Charlo, Jamal Charlo's return took on what's the guy, Lamanna, and Kieron Davis took on Hernandez, Yoenli Hernandez, if I'm saying that correctly. But bear with me as I'm getting set up. Let me start with what actually, since I said Hernandez, he took on Kieron Davis and Cuban guy. He had only 7 wins, all knockouts though. Jumped in there with Kieron Davis, a known contender, a guy who's fought a lot of the top competition, and has fell short, but definitely battle tested. And I never seen this guy Hernandez before, but he beat the crap out of Kieron Davis. It was real easy work, and I was very impressed. And this is a middleweight fight. I was a little confused on why Kieron Davis went down in weight because he was initially at 168. And so when I found out that that was a middleweight, I'm like, damn, this dude went down in weight. And I noticed he had his trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards. And, I'm like, okay. So they say there's something about his trainer said that that was his best weight. He fights better at the 160 weight class. And as the result of the fight went, we found out that was a lie. At least not against this guy. It was not the best performance that he can give. I mean, I guess he tried his best, but Kieron Davis doesn't have the power. He just didn't have the elusiveness and the durability. Actually, he did. He went the distance. Shout out to him being the first guy to go the distance with Hernandez. But Hernandez, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know how he makes 160. That guy looked like he was a definite, damn near up there with Better Be Even them, man. So the way some of these guys be making weight is beyond me, man. You see what I'm saying? But Hernandez, he made 160 and beat the hell out of Kieron Davis, man. So Kieron Davis back to the drawing board. I don't know if he returns to 168. Um, as some people might say, the snacks wasn't snacking, another snack fighter or whatever, and he got cooked. So just tell you, man, snacks don't always win. So you know, Hernandez threw that narrative smooth out the window, man. So congratulations to Hernandez on a destructive unanimous decision win over Kieron Davis, man. Um, so this was the first fight that I actually caught when I walked in the house from work. I'm like, okay, let me tune in. Fights on, and Kieron Davis was getting cooked, but yeah, good win for Hernandez, man. I think definitely he's gonna be a problem, man. For anybody that's trying to make something happen at 160, I would love to see him fight Laura. I think Laura's still at 60. Yeah, with a belt. Fight him. Two Cubans, man. Laura versus Hernandez. And I'm picking Hernandez, man. This guy's a bull, man. A strategic bull. This man is and every punch is powerful, man. I'm telling you, I don't know how this guy make weight. Um, weight bully type shit, man. Low key. But hey, he can fight. But I'm gonna move on from Hernandez and Kieron Davis. Um, the next fight, man. When I saw this press conference, I knew this was gonna be an easy bag for Jamal. Interesting enough, man. Jamal Charlo returns after I want to say it was about 18-month layoff or something like that after he had defeated Jose Benavidez Jr. And a lot of people didn't know why he took that fight, but whatever. He was trying to get back in the ring and you know get over his demons or whatever he'd been dealing with outside the ring. And you can tell he'd been still dealing with some stuff. But Jamal can fight, man. Jamal can fight. I will say this though about Jamal's performance. He dominated. He beat the crap out of Lamanna. He looked like a karate kid or something. Actually, I was like, this guy's like a tall Malinaji. Hey, we know what that means. Somebody who's going to be, try to be flashy, he's going to talk crap, but not have a lot of power, and more than likely going to get his ass whooped. If he in there with somebody good. But it's going to be entertaining, and he made it entertaining. Shout out to Lamanna for making it entertaining um, for as long as it lasted. Jamal has a very good jab, man. A lot of us have seen this from Jamal from day one. He's a very very strong come forward fighter, and Jamal is just his own problem, man. Jamal gets in his own way by doing the dumb stuff that he does outside of the ring. But if Jamal was 100% focused, um, I think that there's very few people that can beat him in his weight class. But being at 168, I feel like Jamal, like he's slower. He definitely looks slow, but like I said, the jab is still powerful. The hooks, and he's a great he's a great pressure fighter. He cuts the ring off good. And I was thinking about this his performance because I'm like, all right, man, if you're gonna fight Caleb Plant, you're gonna have to show me something. This is before the Caleb Plant fight. I was like, show me something. I'm like, okay. He looked all right, but I was just saying in my mind, I'm like, he is kind of slow though. And I'm like, Caleb Plant is quick. He'll be piecing your ass up, just poop, 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 and be up out of there. And that's how I was thinking in my mind as I was watching Jamal. And he did all right, for what the guy, for what he had in front of him. But um, I was just like, man, Jamal's a little is slow. He's a little slower, and I think that maybe if he can stay active, maybe we'll start to see them in look in better shape and stuff like that. But overall, I still give him I say a B plus grade for his performance. He looked pretty good. Man, Caleb Plant though, man. Um, I gotta pull out this flame of shame, low key for Caleb Plant. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I like Caleb Plant. I'm a fan of Caleb Plant. He's one of them guys I just like. He don't duck nothing. He's free smoke. He's you know, talk the talk and willing to get in the ring and try to back it up. But this performance against Resendez, I have to give him the flame of shame because I felt like with all of the talking that you did leading up to this fight, whether it was talks about Charlo, whether it was talks about Resendez, I heard him say things like he's not on my level. And when I start hearing you say stuff like that, it don't matter who it is. Now I'm expecting you to go in there and dominate. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I didn't really know much about Resendez. I didn't even see the Jared Hurd fight when Resendez fought him. They say he beat the shit out of Jared Hurd. I was like, oh shit, I missed that. But one thing I did realize about this guy, I saw the face to face, the press conference or whatnot. One thing I did realize about the guy Resendez, I'm like, man, this guy's extremely relaxed and confident. Um, no matter what Caleb Plant tried to say, and I just sometimes Caleb Plant can overdo it with the trying to intimidate and all of that. And Resendez looked right through that shit. He's just like he was just smiling. You don't speak English, but It was almost like that no problemo type of aura for me. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know who this guy is, but he looks pretty calm. And the man was a freaking what a plus 1100, plus 1200. Shout out to whoever put money on Resendiz, man. Cause I didn't get around to it, man. I was making money. I was doing what I needed to do. I got home and I seen that this man was a heavy underdog. I said, damn. From what I was seeing, he's not shook of anything that Plant is doing. And a lot like what I saw from Charlo, right? Because I was still comparing, right? A lot from what I saw from Charlo, I seen this guy applying a heavy pressure, cutting the ring off. Um, Now, the difference I seen with Resendez and Charlo was Resendez intelligently was throwing that right hook because he knew Caleb Plant liked to leave that jab out there. He liked to leave to measure, which is pretty smart. Caleb Plant is good at that. Using the lead hand to measure distance, but he leave it out there sometimes too long, and he be in too close, and the opponent can just boop throw that right hook. And what's the name saw that? You know what I'm saying? Resendez saw the opening. That right hook was right there and tendering them ribs up, man. Plant started to slow down, and just like we've seen in multiple fights with Caleb Plant, he starts to fade. This is not. I remember Muhammad Ali said this one time when he was talking about the George Foreman victory. He was like, "Man, you picked the wrong place to get tired. The boxing ring is the wrong place to get tired, man." Um, but I must say that his trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards, back-to-back L's, man. With Keyron Davis and then with Caleb Plant. So I don't know. Do you blame the fighter, the trainer, or both? I mean, either way, it was an ugly night for Caleb Plant. Um, I seen Jordan out there, his wife. She was pissed, man. I don't know everything that she was saying, but I'm sure there's some curse words in there. Okay, she is pregnant with your seed. Your son was on the way, and you was talking all of that talk, man. And this was just supposed to be a step over fight for you to get to Charlo, the man you slapped. And Charlo, for the first time, showed us the boxing public that he wanted that smoke. He showed us the energy, at least, that he was willing to get in there with you and get, as he say, his lick back. But you went in there, and I heard it had a rematch clause. They have a rematch clause between Resendez and Plant. You went in there and, as they say, you fumbled the bag, man. You fumbled, man. So I think the Charlo fight is off the table. Jamal was talking about the Canelo fight now in the press conference. Shoot, Resendez, man, is in a good spot, man. This guy went from Jared Hurd, a name, to Caleb Plant, who's another name. And if he's smart, they try to make that Jamal Charlo fight. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Just if I'm judging off what I saw over the weekend between Resendez, Caleb Plant, Jamal Charlo, I gotta say I think Jamal Charlo's performance was better, and I think Jamal will probably whoop them niggas, man. I just feel like that. Like I feel like Jamal got way more a better offense than a Resendez. He's taller. He has a longer reach. I think just as much, if not more, power. Okay, a powerful jab, which Plant has issues with. We seen that with Resendez. Resendez out jabbed him, and it was a nightmare for Caleb Plant. I'm like, I seen a lot of the same thing. Only difference was I didn't see enough body shots thrown for Jamal Charlo. So I think he definitely should throw more body shots. especially against somebody like Caleb Plant, if that was to still happen. And I felt like if Jamal and Resendez happen, I think Jamal will knock him out. That's just my opinion. I think it will be a good fight for as long as it lasts, but I think he'll be walking into shit. You know, it'll be a jab, uppercut, hook, something. I just think Jamal's better, and I think out of his inactivity, you know, like with his inactivity and his performance, it still looked better than what I've seen from Plant and Resendez to me. But it was good fights. I got to give it to PBC. For the first time in a while, it was kind of entertaining. But Caleb Plant, this is not it, bro. This was not what I expected. I had you on not on like elite pound for pound level, but I had you on a pretty high status as a boxer. And still do, but your flaws are really bad, man, in that ring. And getting tired and not making certain adjustments is one of the worst flaws you have. I mean, fight after fight, the same symptoms, man. So, um, blame and shame, Caleb Plant, you know, for dropping the ball, man. This was the we wanted to see Jamal Charlo versus Caleb Plant. Now you're gonna have to fight Resendez again. You might lose again, and I don't know. Like I say, man, I know you didn't get none when you got home. Well, she pregnant, but anyway, Jordan was pissed off, man. Okay, and as a fan of Caleb Plant, I was pissed off too. I was like, this is bullshit. Whatever Stephen Breadman ever, what was Breadman Edwards saying? I think he said something to Kieran Davis like, I don't care that you're losing. It's like, what? Bro, you too passive. I think he's just too calm and too passive. You have to know when to turn it up on your fighters, man. Because when your fighters is getting their ass whooped, that calm ass shit is not getting it done. It's not. You need that what's the guy named Juan Diaz or something? Timothy Bradley's old trainer. Fuck your fucking foot, man. Forget about your foot, man. You need to hear shit like that. Do you want to win this fight or you want to go home? You want to hear niggas talking about, oh man, I don't care about you losing. Just show him really want to fight. Show him he's in a fight. What? He told Kieran Davis that Hernandez was beating Kieran Davis' ass. He talking about, at least just show him you're in a fight. I don't care about that you're losing. You don't care. Fired. Me, I would have been like, you're fired. In the middle of the fight, I would have told my cut man, hey, you get in here, you get out there. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Hold the spit bucket or something. Talking like that. I need somebody to motivate me. I grew up around people that tell you like, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew around some hardcore people where they don't give a fuck about your feelings, none of that shit, man. But they gonna say some shit that's gonna get you mad enough to get the job done. Tell you that. I need people around me like that. Especially if I'm losing. You all right, you're good. No, we're not good. You know what I'm saying? My wife is gonna be mad at me. The fans is gonna flame me. This is not good. So yeah, man. Blame and shame, Caleb Plant. Flame and shame to Stephen Breadman Edwards, man. Horrible. Horrible job. So shout out to speaking of let me get to this comment section. But speaking of Plant, he says Plant got cooked. Shout out to Mr. T. He used to say listening to half asleep. Right. It's early. Renaissance had him looking like he caught a sunburn. Oh shit. Man. He said put them paws on him. Jordan was mad as fuck at Bread Man. Cherry pick going wrong. Says Mr. T. Lisa says bad style match, in my opinion. I was entertained by the fights though, honestly. But yeah, it was upsets, man. They say that somebody said it too. May has been a month of upsets. Jamal was in there with cornflake though. Heck yeah, man. Like a tall Malinaji. Man, shout out to Charles, man. It says gas tank gas tank wild ass. Bro, facts. Like, bro, you can't it's the same thing over and over. Like, man, we gonna see you with fresh pair of J's and a gas tank on E. That's Caleb Plant. You know, all his cars on E. You go visit Caleb Plant house. All these dope ass cars and shit. As soon as you start it up, like, damn, nigga, you got no gas in here, bro? You should on E. Y'all niggas identical. Oh, man, why your cars is just alike. No gas tank. Everything on E. He says always his stamina. First 5 rounds, he's solid. After that, yeah, he dwindles. Done. Cooked. Over with after 5, man. So that's the blueprint on how to beat Caleb, man. Get beyond 5 rounds, man. You in there like swimwear. Because Caleb Plant, this gas tank stuff, man, you have not mastered, you know. And yeah, man, you know, this is it's getting out of hand, bro. It's getting out of hand. So really, I think that might be the only flaming shame I had on the card. Cause like I said, everybody else tried. You know, Kieran Davis, he tried. I don't give him the flaming shame. I mean, he tried, bro. I mean, I give his trainer the flaming shame, man. Dude, it dude's is not good to me, bro. You know, he's a good talker though. You know what I mean? Like that's what I don't like. It be certain trainers they talk, they they're better in interviews than they are at giving advice on how to win fights. Like they be quick, like yeah, man. And he was saying stuff like, now you know what? Now I will say this too. This is another flaming shame I have for Caleb Plant. For the ones that was actually paying attention, it looked like he visibly had something wrong with his right hand. And my wife pointed it out to me. She was the first one to notice. She was like, "He's not even throwing the right hand. He must be something wrong with it." I started looking. I'm like, "Damn, he's not throwing it." And I didn't notice it. It was till like 7 or 8 or something like that, all the way up to the late round. So if you didn't notice it, go back and watch. So and he said in the press conference it was bruised or whatnot, but you didn't really want to emphasize the injury. If it's a real injury, just be honest about it. Like, look, I had an injury. You know, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and but no excuse or whatever. So it's not really making excuses if you're being honest. But to say that you won a fight, you cat, bro. Flaming shame. You didn't win the fight. It's an unfortunate circumstance if you had an injury with the right hand, but don't actually fucking lie and say that you felt like you pulled it out. You get out of here. Get out of here. And whatever fucking see what I'm saying? That's why I don't really do too much of this shit. Cause it be the judges and when you watch a sport, you know, you want to see the shit fair, you know. And I've heard this point before, you know. Don't matter in any other sport, you know, the winner wins, the loser loses, you know. Somebody, you know, scores more points, you know, the other person scores more touchdowns, scores more goals, whatever the case. Fair is fair. It's only in the sport of boxing when somebody can clearly win and then you got these judges that can, you know, say otherwise. You know, the corruption, just it's whack, man. It's whack. But flaming shame to the judges, you know, that particular judge that had it a split decision. Flaming shame to Breadman Edwards. Flaming shame to Caleb Plant, man. You know, you didn't win the fight. You know, be honest about your injury, you know, because you clearly was not throwing that right hand for whatever reason. And when you did throw it, that shit was like, it shit had nothing on it. Nothing on it, man. So it's just like, just be flat out honest about the situation. Because when you be fake, man, you're going to get flamed for that. You're going to lose some respect for that, you know? And I had a lot of respect for Caleb Plant. Just being honest, keeping it real. And yeah, yeah, I thought I won a fighter. Shut up, man. No, you didn't. You know good and well you got your ass whooped. You know good and well you clinch. Like Devin Haney did in the Jorge Linares fight in that last round after he got clipped. You know, like just be honest, man. Be all the way 100% honest. You got your ass lost. Jordan know your ass lost. Bradman Edwards know you lost. You the only one in there talking about you and that judge are the only people saying that you won. This is stupid, you know. So yeah, man, you're not gonna get the Charlo fight, and if you had fought Charlo, you would have got knocked out. I'm also sure Charlo would have knocked you out if y'all had fought that night, you know. Um, and Resendez he had the fight of his life, man. That was his night. That was his moment. He saw weakness and he capitalized on it, man. He knew your gas tank wasn't shit. He was very, very calm in the first 5 rounds. And I honestly gave you 4 out of the first 6 rounds. And I was being generous, I think, because most people had it 3-3. But I actually gave you 4 out of the 6 rounds. After that, I didn't give you shit else. I was like, all right, the generosity is out the window, man. You got to fight for your life, you know? And, shout out to him. The guy is, he's tough. Caleb Plant is tough. But when that little mark um, manifested in the middle of his head, that motherfucker Resendez hit him like one time in his forehead, and little blood trickled down or whatever. I said it's a wrap. His energy changed. Everything was different. It was gish, gish, gish for the rest of the night. Body shots, headshots, body shots, headshots. And Caleb Plant was on retreat mode. So yeah, go on a retreat with your wife. Y'all need to get prepared for this. This new baby that's coming into the world. And I don't know, man. I wouldn't even recommend a rematch. If I'm being honest, I'd say, man, sit down, man. Worry about being a father to your son and figure out if you really want to do this again. But I would take something light if I was him. I would take something light. Otherwise, you're gonna, just like your last name, you're gonna get planted again. You're gonna get planted in the dirt. Fighting like that, man. Especially against Charlo. Charlo is mad about that slap, man. Charlo's genuinely mad about that slap. And I know people, and Charlo was saying some shit. He was saying some shit about you know, cheating going on in the sport. Um, that's another thing I was supposed to talk about. Jaime Munguia's cheating ass. I might do a separate edit or something with that situation. But he said need to take his ass to Big Bear or something. Get a plan, yeah, bro. Get your lungs right, fam. What the fuck you out here hanging out in the city, inhaling smog and shit, going in the goddamn hookah lounges and shit, bro. Get your ass out of these bars and shit, bro, and go to Big Bear like the homie Mr. T said. You would be in Mr. T type shape. Shout out to the OG Mr. T. You know, dude was in tip top shape when he beat Rocky, bro. So you definitely gonna need to be in tip top shape. You fighting Jamal. I don't think I've ever seen Jamal get tired. Them Charlos don't get tired anyway. You know, being that they talking about all this juice, juice in the sport. Jamal said some shit about he said some shit about snack fighters. He said some shit about um these fighters that be cheating in certain levels and all that. But for somebody that's been as inactive and with all the drug rumors that's been circulating around Jamal, I wouldn't say anything about that. That's just my opinion, because we don't know what the shit that you've been doing. And there's been a lot of rumors about you doing stuff, you know. Not, I mean, I've heard performance enhancing drugs like in the past that there was rumors around the Charlos, but not like that, not like that Reynoso camp, you know. Um, that Reynoso camp, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. If I'm being real, this is just my opinion. Not from Charlo, not from nobody else, that is spoken or I've heard from. This is just from me, from people that say that, um, or that think it's a conspiracy, right? About this Reynoso camp. Oh man, it's just a conspiracy. Vada is trying to conspire against the Reynoso camp. Just for them saying that, right? Anybody else going forward that goes over to Reynoso camp, you stupid. You're an idiot. Okay. If the record is accurate, this is now the sixth fighter that Eddie Reynoso has in his camp that has popped for steroids, man. It just never fails. That's why I flame Teofimo for going over there. What are you going over there for? You know, you going over there for the attention from the Mexican fans, or you going over there to get the secret formula that they got for you over there? Because the records show that they produce a bunch of cheaters, cheat to compete promotions, man. The CTC, you know how the niggas got CTE? This is the CTC, cheat to compete. That's what they about in the Reynoso camp. They been about that. So if you're going over there, didn't Ryan pop for steroids too? Right, he went with Derek James, but his freaking physique changed when he went to Reynoso camp. You know, shout out to Tiafimo for his last performance. Looked good, huh? He didn't get tired. He looked really elite. He did a whole backflip after the fight. I didn't see no test come out with him popping. Shout out to him. But what I will tell you about that is him and Ryan got some similar symptoms, don't they? They both act kind of weird and goofy. They act crazy at times. They both was acting racist at times. You know, they both act like they need so much attention at times. Maybe this is a symptom. They both went to Reynoso camp. They got some similarities. So it's not that much difference when I look. I- you know, I look at certain things like that. But yeah, let's just say it is a conspiracy. Stop going over there. They got the clenbuterol. The meat is bad, I guess. They don't know how to pick the right ground beef. They keep picking the wrong ground beef to where the PED test is and then they keep using Vada. To keep getting tested by Vada. You know, so Jaime Munguia had to go get right, man, after the L, instead of just taking the loss like a man and coming back and just working hard. They're like, oh, fuck this shit. Remember, Canelo had the close fight versus Triple G. You know, fear, man. Some of these dudes are scared, and they like, shit, fuck this shit, man. To get embarrassed on the big stage again, they don't want that shit to happen again. So they got to get right or get wrong. In their sense. So yeah, that's another flaming shame. Now that and speaking of that, I got this Mr. Takeover on the screen. I told y'all, man, I've been ahead of the game with this guy. Been telling y'all something wrong with him. Eddie Hearn said I'm really concerned about him. I did an edit with Eddie Hearn talking about that. He said, I'm really concerned about that guy. There was a video with this guy talking about he want to die low key, you know, and he out here doing all this stuff, man. Y'all need to be concerned about this guy, Teofimo Lopez. Like straight up, you know. But you know what's so funny about this guy, Teofimo Lopez? All of this craziness stuff starts arising soon as a big fight is at the doorstep. Think about it. Think about it. You know, he did this the last time the Devin Haney fight was approaching. They said that this fight was agreed upon verbally to take place in August. Now all of a sudden you want to cuss out Turkey Al Sheik and go crazy on him to where now he don't want to fuck with you. This man is a self sabotager, man. He did it with this Triller shit. He did it with this top. He doing it. He's been doing it with the top rank shit. You know. And he's the dummy that signed the extended what 5 to 7 fight contract. You know, just this guy, man. Every time, you know. Now, out of his words, where's the nigger at? Where's the nigger at? So the nigger, right, according to Teofimo Lopez, was ready to fight him. Right. This is the guy that a lot of people hate, and that would love to see you shut him up. A lot of people think you will knock out Devin Haney. Right. Devin Haney is willing to fight you, and once again, you're looking for an exit. You're looking for an escape. The most powerful man in the sport of boxing was willing to put that fight on, and you over here, you want to disrespect that man. The man that has gotten you your biggest payday. I told y'all this man don't want no smoke. I told y'all. This man, I went through his resume the last time and showed y'all. The last time he fought one of us, you know what I'm saying? It was back in like 2021. Some dude who had 5 wins and 13 losses. You know what I'm saying? A black dude out of Louisiana. Other than that, we know who he been fighting. We know who he been fighting. Dude is cap. You knew Boots Ennis is in pursuit of undisputed. Is not thinking about no Teofimo Lopez. You know definitely you don't want no Boots in the smoke. The smoke that's right there in your division, right in around your weight class, you don't want to entertain it. This man brain is fried. CTE or something. But, you know, soon as this fight is right here at this doorstep, your Boots in this pursuits didn't work out for you. You know, um, maybe he do want to die low key. Cause like I said, he said it in an interview. You trying to go after Boots, man. Something is wrong with you. You want something to happen to you. You know, why don't you take the Devin Haney fight, a fight that at least you're not gonna get knocked out. You know, nobody's picking Devin Haney to knock you out. Fight Devin Haney, and at least if you can fight the same way, since you so up and down with your performances, if you can fight the same way you fought versus Arnold Barbosa, you'll at least be able to say, I beat Devin Haney, the former undisputed. You know, I told y'all he wasn't on my level. I'm two-time lineal. I'm the king. Woo, 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 woo. You can say I'm the better of the quote unquote four kings, which none of y'all is no kings like that. You know, um, not doing no king type shit to me. Well, when Devin Haney was on his undisputed run, he was on some king shit, so I give him the credit. You know, Tfimo, you took the franchise, so you suckered out. You know, anybody that's taken the franchise, you suckered out, man. You're a coward. You know, there's what three franchises in history: Canelo, Loma, and Tiafimo. Suckers. Y'all suckered out. So I don't have respect for you. You know, to get out of a mandatory free card. We don't respect that type of shit over here. You know what I'm saying? So with this guy Teofimo Lopez, you can at least have the bragging rights to say that you defeated Devin Haney, and you're the better of the names in your age group, whether we're talking about Tank, Ryan, Devin Haney, so on and so forth. Um, all I'm saying is, man, I don't know. Get your mind off Boots. Fight Devin Haney or fight Young Israel or whatever y'all call him, Young Africa, um, Richardson Hitchens. Fight him, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight for you, man. People will love to see you shut him up. That would be nice, or not. But if you're not gonna do that, shut the hell up because people are getting tired of you, man. I've been told y'all what it was with him. The judge tried to rob Resendez, yeah. Juice Crew, right? Oh yeah, man. Top of the morning, fam. Shout out to Modern King. 3 years back. I don't know what he doing, man. No. In all seriousness, man, I think he need to get some treatment. He needs to get his head checked or something, man. At this rate, once you get the opportunity that you just got, there's no way, shape, or form you should be acting the way you acting, man, or disrespecting the person that you disrespecting, unless you are trying to get out of something. That's what I'm looking at it as. You gonna disrespect Turkey? Oh, you just trying to get out of the fight, nigga. You trying to get out of the situation you in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Some of these people is love to try to defend this guy Teofimo Lopez, but every time this Devin Haney fight has come up, man, I didn't seen this guy price himself out. I didn't seen him double talk, all that shit, man. All over Devin Haney, the guy that y'all say ain't shit. Hilarious, bro. Hilarious. I'll tell you one thing, y'all can't say Devin Haney is ducking. You can't say it, bro. You cannot do that. You know, man. Shout out to the homie, Dragon Leg, Mark Nash. What up, homie? Yeah, the Haney fight. The Haney fight. That fight was verbally agreed on for August, and Teofimo is trying to wiggle his way out of that fight, man. That's what he's trying to do. We're not stupid. That's exactly what you try to do. That's what you try to do. You troll the black fighters, the black community, and then what you do is when one of them will step up to fight you and willing to sign the contract, you get out, you wiggle your ass up out of there. So the gig is up, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what you do, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just as expected, the ducking continues. So this guy, Teofimo Lopez, if I'm Turkey Al Sheikh, my response is, fuck your apology, Trick. That would be my response. If I am Turkey Al Sheikh, fuck your apology, trick ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You disrespectful motherfucker. You disrespect cultures. You disrespect me. You disrespect the sport. You disrespecting yourself. Somebody need to slap fire at your ass, my nigga. You need fire slapped out of you. Teal's a fairy. Told that dude punched years ago, you better try to get along with everyone around you. He didn't take heed. You just see flying. I don't give a fuck what he didn't take heed to, man. A lot of niggas is stupid out here, especially defending this clown. Ray Charles can see how dumb this fool is. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder can see how dumb this fool is. Stevie Wonder can see this man need help. That's why he ducking. Yeah, he do have issues cutting off the ring. We seen that. Oh, my wife dog barking like that. They're a bunch of beta culture boys. Yeah, man. TL ducking Keyshawn also. Oh, we know who he ducks. Let him be a Spaniard or something. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. What does he want? What is? Yeah, give him whatever he wants. Come on, Top Rank. Let's make that fight happen. Devin Haney. Nah, man. Tell him we want 40 million. We want 40 million to fight Devin Haney. Crazy, dog. Goofiest dude in boxing, bro. By in order, probably is Tiafimo, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. Probably number three, top three right there, without question. And fuck that thing, but Ryan Rolly got more common sense than them, which is weird. Who would have thought? Rolly Romero has more common sense than Tank and Riri. So yeah, man, that's all I really got for this one, man. Um, in closing, my thoughts is on let me give my closing thoughts on Hernandez. This nigga's a problem. Excuse my American. This man is a problem. Trust me on this one. This Yoenli Hernandez, 8-0, 7 knockouts. He's being fast tracked. Now, I've given my criticism about Cubans. Once they get to the top level, they start getting on some Starboy shit, and I stopped watching them because they start switching up, But on their rise up to the top, these motherfuckers are spectacular. They be blazing shit. Um, this guy, they're gonna start calling him a weight bully pretty soon. But Hernandez is a beast, and he's fighting at middleweight. Whoever jumps in the ring with Hernandez, um, hopefully you're prepared 100%, and be careful. Please be careful because if not, you can get seriously hurt. This is one of them guys that can seriously hurt you if you are not 100% prepared. So, Kieran Davis barely survived, man. Barely survived. And I think Hernandez held back kind of low key. He do got some things to work on. But for the most part, he going to be blazing everything at 60. Um, Jamal Charlo, stay away from the drugs, man. I'm not saying he's on drugs now or anything like that, but just stay away from the narcotics and the whatever is out there, man. Because I think that you're a hell of a fighter. I think you are. I actually think that you will beat a lot of the top people at 168, man. At 168. Um, I still have a little question marks though about you because mentally, is you definitely can drift into other places. When it pertains to um, your focus level, is just it's that's in question. So hopefully you can stay focused and finally complete your career because you're still undefeated. You are a really good fighter, man. You're a really good fighter. You know, you do what you do really good, and you stick to it. You know, keep applying pressure, keep cutting the rings off, keep throwing that jab, throw more body shots though. Throw more body shots, man. Throw those uppercuts. Those. I didn't really see too much of that, but the jab is there. Definitely keep throwing the jab. The right hand is definitely there as well. The hooks. So if you add more things to what you already been doing, that would be my advice for Jamal. Add more onto what you already been doing. You know, um, stay active. Jamal has to stay active. If he think he's gonna have any chance versus any of these top fighters, you got to remember you got guys like and Billy. You still got guys like Berlanga. I mean, Berlanga not shit to me, but still, man, he's got experience now. He's been more active than Jamal. If Jamal is not 100% focused, he could get caught with some shit. And I think he's a lot slower at 168. So I don't think that he's really like super elusive or nothing like that. So we got to see. My advice is stay active, add more to what you've already been doing, and I wish him nothing but the best, man. Stay away from the drugs and stuff like that, and the people that do not benefit you. You know what I'm saying? As for his opponent was Lamanna, get your ass out of here, man. He does not need to be put back on the big stage, man. You served your purpose, man. You have served your purpose. Your purpose. You're the glorified sparring partner type level, man. You know, is you yeah, all that shit you did in the press conference. Hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully you got a good payday. But have a nice life or whatever. Um, Armando Resendez, man, you're on top of the world right now, man. You have actually put on for your fans, your culture, and you just have to stay focused. This guy just has to stay focused, man. Um, Sometimes the fame and he's the interim champ now. He beat Caleb Plant, Jared Hurd, and Caleb Plant. Those are some pretty decent names, man, to have on your resume for sure. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Only two people beat Caleb Plant. David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So you're the third person to beat Caleb Plant. A lot of people put Caleb Plant on a pretty high status. He's not no bum. You did not beat no bum. Caleb Plant is a certified boxer, somebody who we know can throw them hands and will slap shit out you outside the ring. So you get your credit, man. Resendez, you know, I wish you nothing but the best, man. But I see some weaknesses in Resendez, but it's great to see a new champion, even though this is an interim champion, rise to this level, and we get to see how far he goes because these guys don't be, this is boxing, man, and these guys can only go as far as they can go. Some people will be a champ for one time, for one fight, sometimes for eight. Just depends. So we'll see. Shout out to Armando Resendez, man. Keep doing what you do. And if you get the rematch with Caleb Plant, I say do the same shit. Do the same shit, but start early. If Caleb Plant lead that jab out there, start throwing the right hook. Tenderize them ribs, as they would say. Um, and last, what else? What else we got? Yeah, I think I covered everything. We had Plant. We had Jamal, his opponent Hernandez, and yeah, I think for this particular live, that's all I really wanted to cover. Let me say what's up to my peoples again before I get up out of here. Shout out to the real boxing fans. So Black, did you do a video on Jaime Munguia? Nah, not yet. I'm gonna get him. Um, to me, it's more of like it's at this point, bro. What do I even need to say? About the Reynoso camp. It's not even. It's no question at this point. What's been going on, bro? There's a pattern. We see it. I mean, I think that this camp has to have. This got to be the Guinness Book of World Records of the most fighters to cheat in one camp. I think Eddie Reynoso has the world record for the most cheaters. You know, so shout out to him. Maybe he might see it as an accomplishment. A lot of people's mentality is different. He's probably trying to set records. So if that's what you're trying to do, hopefully whatever floats your boat, as they would say. Why name yourself after Cereal Man? Cereal Man was no original Kellogg's cornflakes, but oh, Uliax, that's funny, dog. Kellogg's cornflakes. Man, yeah, he did come in like some off-brand cereal. Yeah, bro, that wasn't it. But it was entertaining. But get your ass whooped. Tip of the day: never drink your coffee using your pinky. Tiafima Lopez. Yeah, man, get help. Get help. And the issue. You know what makes it worse with Tiafima Lopez is the is that this is sober shit. I honestly believe that Tiafima Lopez is sober. I mean, he drinks Bud Light from here to there, from time to time. But this is soberness from Tiafima Lopez. I don't know if you should recommend drugs for him or what, because if you sober and you out here being stupid, man, you life is rough for you. Okay, because there's people that do stupid shit, but it's because they on meth or PCP or crack. You're on ego. When you are on self, this nigga is over here smoking self. Your self, your self worth is, yeah, man. I try not to flame this guy. I always try to just give some pointers here and there. But this Tiafimo guy, man, I don't know what the solution is. Okay. I mean, what is that movie Full Metal Jacket? What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Your ass just you just potentially or permanently ruined generational wealth, man. You potentially ruined generational wealth. Because if Turkey Alashik does not forgive you, you're screwed, man. And I know Top Rank done with you after your contract. I know for a fact they've done with you. So unless generous Eddie, because Eddie is a generous guy. I think he's the most generous promoter out of all of them. Eddie might be the only guy to save Teofimo Lopez, man. Right. I agree with you, Martin King. You the weakest link. Goodbye. I do give him his credit for his accomplishments, but that franchise should put Dookie all on his legacy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, Lopez, you if Eddie don't fuck with you after your top rank contract, you're bye bye. You're out of here. Bruce Gas, what up, family? Shout out to Bruce Gas, man. So I honestly want these dudes to do better, man. I want this shit to improve. I hate seeing motherfuckers fuck their money up. Hate seeing athletes just do stupid stuff, bro. And I hate seeing stupid people support stupid people. That should be the worst, bro. That's really why I came up with this flame and shame shit. Cause I see stupid people supporting stupid people, man. It's like an army of stupidity. Like they united in dumbness. That's what takes place out here, man. Bunch of fucking whatever, man. So God bless. Anyway, he said he was a fruit. Fuck, get your mango ass out. You know what I mean? You get your apricot ass out here, nigga. Right, man. Teals just need help, bro. Teals thought. Teals a freaking algorithm thought. That's what he is. A lot of people's algorithm thoughts, man. Teals just one of them. He's trying to be the president. Not only am I the president, I'm a client looking ass nigga. Big Turk. It's my new favorite American promotion company. Big Turk. What if we name his promotion company that, dog? That'd be gangster. Big Turk Promotions, homie. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, there's a new sheriff in town. That should be lit. Times have changed though, and Plant was the great American hope. Was he? I liked Plant, man. I still like Plant, but I lost a lot of respect for him after this performance, and just how he acted after the fight. That infuriates me. Like, just be honest, you lost, bro. You fucking lost. Resendez beat the brakes off you, man. Just say this. He was the better man. Even Ryan was honest when Rolly beat his motherfucking ass. And I think one of the judges had it close or some shit. I was like, what? You know? Be honest because you're gonna get flamed worse when you lie, when you be fake. Be fake. Don't take my word for it. Be fucking fake and watch what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? That shit takes a lot. It's a heavy hit on your career, man, and your status. Don't be fake. When you're honest and you're real, this is why a lot of people like David Benavidez. David Benavidez is an honest motherfucker, man, and he can fight. He one of my favorite fighters. He's not the most skilled dude and all that, but he one of my favorite fighters overall in the sport because he honest and he's a real what they say in Hispanic. He's a real vato, eh? He's a real one, fool. He's a real one. So that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I like realness. I don't like fake shit. And Plant did some fake shit, bro. He said some fake shit. The judge is on some fake shit. Tommy, that's his name. Tommy Lamani is a fucking dock boy. It took him straight off a graveyard shift trying not to the fucking dock. Right, man. Shout out to Marky, man. Yeah, I don't know where they found this guy for Jamal. Yeah. It's time to step up now. But unfortunate. See, it's like it gives you know what, Marky? Like it gives Jamal almost another out. Being that Plant lost. Because Plant more than likely is probably gonna take the rematch just off pride alone. And Jamal is just out here with just who? Canelo's about to fight Crawford. Otherwise, Canelo would probably fight Jamal. Now Jamal's saying, "Oh, I want to fight Canelo." So you know what he gonna do? He gonna probably take another Lamanna's cousin or some shit because of fucking because Canelo got to recover, or take time off after his fucking illustrious bag he about to get facing Crawford. I would take time off too. Never rated. You never rated Plant? Oh man, it's revoked. Damn. He said Plant his golden hands Plant. His hands just sweet now. Flame of shame. Yeah, they call him sweet hands, but one of them shits wasn't doing no work, man. He brought one hand to the fight. The other one fucking on took time off and shit. Plant has none, bro. No stamina. Mexican style, too much for him. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, good. That's a good catch right there. Yep, Mexican style too much for him. All three losses for Caleb Plant. Mexicans. That's a good catch, Uliex. I didn't even think about that. Wow. Yeah, duck, duck, Caleb. Go to Jamal. See if, because you ain't lost to no black people yet. I don't think. He lost to Canelo. Yeah, he lost to Benavides and he lost to, yeah, fight Jamal, man. That'd be your best bet. Don't rematch Resendiz. Don't do it. They have to put Reynoso on trial right now for integrity's sake, bro. Hey, man, they got to do something, bro. Right? This is the thing about it. That's a good point, Martin King. Because all of these damn fighters is taking these consequences, taking these hits, these on paydays. Reynoso got all these motherfucking cheating ass fighters with him, right? But he ain't taking no hit. Ain't nobody suspending him. He still get to get paid his trainer fee and all that shit for each fighter. One fighter gets suspended. Okay, I'm on to the next fighter. That's fucked up, bro. There ain't this sport right here, man. Man, dog. Right. Vada or nada. You know what it is, bro. Reynoso can't been watching the Guerreros and wrestle in WWE. We lie, we cheat, we steal. What the fuck? I won't even watch WWE, but that's funny. Five fighters caught dirty. I say five because Andrew Ruiz dropped hella weight in 1 week. Trying to chase AJ at that time. That is crazy. He had muscles in his legs and shit. I was like, look at this. I was like, man, Morenoso got that formula, dog. He said original cereal over fake cereal, right? Yeah, no more fake cereal. Shout out to my dog, my bro, Duran the man. Over flakes. Lieutenant, damn. Boy Plum Loco jealous. Must have been emoji. All right, let me get to a few more comments. We can get up out of here. Oscar said he wanted Tweako Fimo. Oscar? Okay, I can kind of see that. You got Ryan, right? So, yeah. I can see that, Mr. T. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Oscar would take T.O. That's the only, yep. Eddie or Oscar. But, Eddie pretty much owned Oscar. That's what I say. T.O. was the first one hating on Eddie after he lost to the Cambosas. Oh, wow. What happened? Let me see. Let me go over here. What happened to that DAZN fighter, White Chocolate, that popped in? What DAZN fighter? Oh, I don't know. I do remember that dude. I don't know what happened. He had a black dude walking him out and everything. I remember seeing Big Gobble Gobble Promotions, man. Yep. He can name it whatever he want to name it. Turkey, you can name it whatever you want to name it, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Big Turk Promotions be kind of G. Yeah, that's really all I got for this one, man. I'm BHP, Black Horse Promotions. Shout out to the True Media Movement. That's everybody that keeps it real, stays true to who they are, just a part to bring us real content. You know, we just fans, man. I'm gonna keep watching this sport, and hopefully, things still improve. I usually got a lot, some things to criticize PBC. And see, look, man, free cards be good, bro. It was a free card, for the ones that have PBC. You have to have the Prime membership to have watched the PBC for free or whatnot, even though it ain't free. But anyhow, they wasn't on pay per view. So shout out to PBC because they usually always try to charge you pay per view prices, and usually their cards be ass. But I was actually impressed. I was actually impressed, man. It was some good fights. Resendez became new champ, interim champ. Jamal looked pretty good, and shit, Hernandez looked like a beast. So yeah, I was impressed, man. Big Bird Promotions. Yeah, you can do that too. Hey, sunny days, looking ass niggas. Uh, Charlo be somebody who calls himself a cornflake and wants to pop bottles after. And bet, oh damn, hopefully he ain't popping bottles, man. See, that's the thing about it. That's why I say he needs to stay out of bars and stay away from the drugs because he's a good fighter, but not when you got tequila in you. I don't recommend it. Not when you got what they call that shit he be doing. Um, I don't know. I don't do drugs, so I don't know what they call it. It was one word they say. So yeah, that's all I got for this one, man. Y'all stay up, man. Be positive, and I'm gonna do my best to cover the sport and recap and do this stuff like that. Also, too, man, I should have done my prediction. That's what I like. I like channels that do that because I'm one of the channels that actually does a prediction. I give my thoughts pre-fight. Then once the fight happens, I give my afterthoughts so that people kind of know my stance on it leading up to it. Because sometimes people just do recaps. They don't really break down fights. They don't really say shit leading up to the fight. They just like, yeah, yeah, man, I told y'all. Like, man, you didn't even do no video. You know what I'm saying? So some people be on some fake shit. Man, shout out to everybody that support. No bottle, no coke. Yeah, man. Put the goddamn shit down. He needs somebody that follows him around. Yeah, you need your security and all that. Because after Caleb Plant, they say he hired hella security. Anyway, he needs somebody to also follow him around and be like, put that shit down, young man. Put the goddamn coke down. Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm out.